Welcome to dinner at the Round Table Podcast with DJ John Tovar, Nelly Nell, Chris Ryder, your source to knowledge. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Dinner at the Round Table.
GG, I am DJ John Tovar, Nelly Nell, Chris Ryder. We all did at the Round Table Podcast, your source to knowledge. We got a special guest. Nelly Nell, please.
You already know what it is, man. We got Ray Pearson, man, straight out of the Bronx, man. Music artist, man. Cypher, killer, battle, rapper. You already know what it is, man. Welcome to Dinner at the Round Table Podcast, brother.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You already know, man.
What up, Ray?
What's going on? What's going on?
And of course, yours truly, the guest co-host right here, Dinner at the Round Table, La Dueña.
La Dueña. Straight out of Florida, you know what I'm saying? Our main topic today is love. But before we get into the main topic, we're going to shine light on Ray Pearson's career. Definitely has a lot of, success in the hip hop game as far as, doing this thing, as far as the ciphers and also opening up for artists that are known like Joel Ortiz, Ruler Damager, right?
Yes, sir.
A couple of guys that you opened up for, so that's great.
Oh.
Let's get into who Ray Pearson is.
Oh, man. Hip hop recording artist / lyricist and now a broadcaster slash bar Christ. And, Cypher MC, songwriter, storyteller.
For sure. So you come out of the Bronx, right? You're from the Bronx. You
Yes,
born
sir.
in the
What
Bronx?
up, Bronx?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Originally from the Bronx, from the Boogie Down Bronx. Spent a good portion of my life out there. All my family's still out there. Right now, currently in Hudson County. But the Bronx is my blood color is pinstripes. Them Yankee pinstripes.
Hey!
Oh, boo.
Oh, shut up!
Oh, bird. Bird.
I will say this in your lyrics, even if you don't mention the Bronx, you can tell that you're from the Bronx because you come with that full arsenal, man, of like straight aggressiveness. Like you're gonna tell it how it is. That's how the Bronx is. They tell it how it is.
The Bronx keeps
Bronx
creating
swag.
it.
Yeah.
Girls like that. Mm-hmm.
Sure, for sure. So let's talk about your experience when opening up for artists that are known in the industry, like Jeru the Damager, which is old school, but I mean he's one of my favorite old school rappers.
Yeah.
You got Joel Ortiz, Styles P, and
Mhm.
Tony Touch that you opened up for. How was that experience for you?
The Tony Touch one was different, and something that I remembered the other day about that Tony Touch show was that PMD performed too, and that's something that I totally forgot. I was like, wait a minute, PMD performed, and the crazy thing about it is that Tony Touch did his thing, he did his set, and then right after that, I see Jimmy King from Wu-Tang Management, who I met at a previous show. So I go to say what's up to him. So then he's at the bar. I walk up to him at the bar, dap him up. And then he says, yo, Ray, you know who this man is, right? And now, mind you, I'm performing. This is way before the introduction. I'm performing and I noticed Jimmy there, but I noticed the dude behind him. So the venue, the lights were kind of dim. So after Tony Touch does his thing, I go up to the stage, I go to the bar to say what's up to Jimmy, and then he turns, he says, Ray, you know who this man is, right? So then I turned to look at dude, and I was like, hell yeah, that's Spliff Star. Spliff was there, he dapped me, he was like, yo, you did your thing. I'm not the type of person to be like, yo, man, fucking Busta Rhymes right hand names. Right. I just kept it cool. I'm like, yo, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. And it's just one of them things is like, oh shit, Spliff was in the building. Even Joel Ortiz was amazing because I got to take a picture with him. The only one that I didn't really get to like go up to and just give my respect was Styles P.
I know I did.
Oh,
Yes,
damn, yo.
it took. I don't know what was going on that night between Styles and Time. That it took Styles forever to get on stage. And this is just not me bad mouthing. It's just I don't know what happened, like, you know what I mean, the politics of it all. But by the time he was done performing, they actually popped the lights on in the venue. So once he was done, it was just like head to the door. Nobody could stop him. No pictures. Styles is out because it took so long for him to get on stage to perform for whatever reason that by the time he was done, it was just time to vacate the venue.
Mm.
But even that, you know, that's just one of the things that was like, damn, you're like, you know what I mean? I performed for Styles P. He was there in the building.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's
that's
honor
what's up.
right there. Styles P.
I wouldn't know what to do. If I ever met Styles P, I wouldn't know what to do. I would just be awestruck. He's like, my whole creed and how I carry myself is that gangster and the gentleman mentality, which is basically treat people how you want to be treated. You know, and that skit that he had on Gangster and the Gentleman, he was like, when you approach a man as a man and he's humble, then you humble back. But if he switch up on you and do something different, that's when you show him you're gangster. And that's what a gangster, the gentleman's about. I was 15 years old when I heard that shit. And that shit is like the coolest thing you could ever do in your life is that shit. And that's why Styles P is my idol. From that day on, he's been my idol.
Definitely a legend. Definitely a legend in hip hop.
Absolutely, bro.
For sure, man.
Ray, like you from the Bronx, though. How important is lyricism for you?
Very important. You know what I mean?
Do you feel you get pressure because you're from the Bronx? Like you got to come on?
Yeah, no, definitely. Of course. It's a must. You know what I mean? Like this genre that you know has, you know, elevated to where it's elevated to would never had elevated had it not been for Kool Herc. So, you know, fact that is like, yo, like I was born in the Bronx, you know what I mean? Bronx Lebanon Hospital. I'm from the Bronx. I was copping them instrumental CDs from Fordham off of Fordham Road. You know what I mean? Like that's I have to. There's no slacking. There's no slacking involved. None at all. And I'm not even saying that like I'm one of the illest ever, but I'm just saying, like, you know, when it comes to creating and writing and thought process and how I deliver, you know, that all plays a part because at the end of the day, you know, I might not be living in the Bronx, but I'm from the Bronx.
Oh yeah, that never changes.
Yeah, no, like home is home.
Yeah.
Home is home.
That's for sure.
That'll never change.
It's crazy because you say that shit is like, you know, when you leave New York, people don't realize like how you are from where you are. People pick up on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real New York right there, because you got. And then when I was in Dallas recently, they were like, "Yo, you from New York? You talk real aggressive though."
Yeah.
They aggressive in their own way. Like the Bronx talk different, Harlem talk different. Brooklyn's the most aggressive out of anybody though. You know.
Yeah, and then it's just some of the things, you know, some words that you say is like, oh, like, well, you sound like that. That's New York talk.
Like, that's Harlem talk.
Yeah.
That's Dykeman talk, you know.
Yeah.
Yo, what the hell is a yer? What's yer? Like, yer?
Yo, have y'all ever heard of nyaha?
Yeah,
nyaha thing, like yo, that's Dykeman nyaha. Like,
nah, when I was younger, the word back then was butters. I'm not sure if butters. Like, I swear I want to bring that word back. I'm like, yo, that's mad butters. You're like, what the hell is that? Mad butters.
Mad butters.
It's like you sitting in the projects and you outside and you trying to get your mans from down the block, you scream that shit mad loud. Yeah, where you at, bro? And then you hear that shit from down the block because that shit echoes in the project.
Yeah, that's the call when you're trying to get someone's attention. That's the call when, you know what I mean, a fight's about to break out. Once you hear your, it's like, ain't nothing good about to come from that. Nothing.
Yeah, nah.
You gotta teach them kids down here in Florida, because I live in Florida now after living in the Bronx, and I'm like, yo, that shit traveled all the way down here in Florida. You hear these kids doing the same thing. It's like, so, I don't think y'all know what that means. Like,
someone from New York went out there with that, and we're just traveled,
spread like wildfire. Like, why are they saying that? Like, something about to go down? Like, nah.
Dallas, I was like, yo, whenever you say something wild, crazy, you got to pause that. You're like, yo, pause.
Yeah.
Gotta be from Wills to know pause.
Trendsetters, though, man. One thing about New York, we always been trendsetters.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, we are the largest city in the United States, and you know, we did it. We started the hip hop culture, so the hip hop culture is the most popular culture in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, urban culture. So
Right.
I mean, we get credit. I mean, the South, you can give a little bit credit to. They started a little thing too when they did their thing in the South, but you know, everything comes from here, from New York,
Yeah.
the capital of the world. That's what they call New York, right? That's
Yeah.
what they call us. So let's talk about the awards, man. You've won awards for from the Essence Hip Hop Award for Underground Awards 2014 to 2015. You were nominated,
Right.
and then you won the best diverse of the year for the most underrated hip hop junkie awards, right? 2016.
Yeah.
You got the album of the year award in 2016 for Beast Uncaged.
Right.
So,
That's what's
those are
up. That's
acclimates,
a big
man.
accomplishment.
Congrats on that, man.
Ooh, look at those trophies.
They're right there.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
You didn't even know that. No, you ain't know that at all. You ain't even know.
I didn't even know he had the trophies
That's
with him.
disrespect, Nelly.
You had to drop the ball look for a second though, like
I mean, hey,
Oh, that's dope.
Hey,
Pride and joy right
hello.
here.
I was
Glass.
on the spoke
Save
about the
that
awards. I
shit.
didn't know he had them on him, but I spoke about them.
I think this is the first time Nell was all shook on the podcast. Like, oh, that's what's up.
he's never shook.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that's dope to have those
Respect.
those, you know, like to be accomplished like that in the music game.
Dope, man. Congrats again on that, bro.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's what's up. That's a big
How was that
accomplishment.
feeling to have won an award? You
Uh,
won 3 awards. You won 3 actually, right?
Well, how it was that I was nominated for the Underground Music Awards. Yeah, the Underground Music Awards, which is like the I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked with something.
Oh, good. Take your time, man.
The Underground Music Awards is like the VMAs for the underground, right?
Okay.
So I was nominated back to back 2014 and 2015 for the Essence of Hip Hop Award. Came up short both years. It was definitely a learning experience. I walked out of there just like looking at everything, observing everything, and it's just like, yo, like I gotta step my dedication up. And then it was at the first awards that I was there that I met homie from the Hip Hop Junkie Awards. He gave me like a small interview, and then from there we connected, and then I was nominated for the Artist on the Rise Award, and that was like a ceremony. And then he was like, "Yo, the awards are coming back around. Do you want to submit?" So I submitted, and then I was up for 3 awards. And then at that point, it was voting based. I walked into that place. It was a clean sweep. I took all 3 awards that I was nominated for, and it was a beautiful feeling because it's like, you know, I love music, and so the accolades from it. It's amazing, but it's not why I do it. I can live the rest of my life without winning any awards because music, you know, my love for music is love first. Everything else that comes with it, it's cool, yeah, but I could do without. But the fact that I was able to walk out of that building that day with a clean sweep, nobody else did that. It was just like, it was amazing. And, you know, shouts to everybody who voted for me because it just definitely, it upped the inspiration for me. At the time, it upped the inspiration.
Congratulations on that. That's what's up. That's a awesome accomplishment right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. And then like I said, man, like, you know, it's a great honor to be recognized for your skills, you know what I mean? So That was awesome that you was able to get those votes in, and people actually recognize your lyrical hip hop skills, and they voted for you, brother.
I appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. So we also got you on the ciphers. There are a couple of ciphers that are very popular. You got the Garden State Cipher 2014. We got the Team Backpack. The Marston House Cipher, that one we used for the promo for you coming on the show. That one was sick, man. You know what I'm saying? That was I was lost for words when I heard that one. I mean,
that was an amazing
about it a little bit more. Huh?
Yeah, no. At the time, there used to be this thing on YouTube. Before I found anything on Instagram, there used to be like YouTube ciphers, and basically what would happen is, one person would do a video, and then he would say, "All right, I'm calling out such and such." When the calls out is not a call out like competition, it's a call out like, "All right, I'm gonna pass the mic to you. Now you kill the beat." And so that's how that used to be before Instagram was something. So then on Instagram, I'm over here trying to, I'm like, yo, like I know there has to be something that, you know, with that nature. So I came across Cypher Circuit. So every week they'd have these, they'll post a beat of the week and rappers would get on the beat. So long story short, I wind up becoming a member of Cypher Circuit by, you know, on their website. And it came to it, like I missed the first cipher. So then it was coming that time to get everybody together who's gonna participate in the next cipher. I believe that was what it was called, the next cipher. So they told me, oh, you have to upload a video explaining why you think you should be on the cipher. And I told him in the video, like, I'm not playing no games. And when y'all put me in that building to be a part of the cipher, you're gonna see why. Lo and behold, and the crazy thing is that I even put background music in the back. Like when I did the editing of the video, I put like this dramatic ass music. It's just like, I'm telling you now, I'm not playing no games when I go there. Homie sent me the text. He was like, yo, we extended the invite to you to come out. Went to Philly, room was jam-packed. And it was just you're in a room with maybe over 100 other rappers.
Wow.
Everybody is like, all eyes on you. It's not pre-recorded. It's you're live. You're live in front of about 100 other rappers around you. So then I went in there. I try to go in there at ease. Even it's definitely, you have to definitely prepare for something like that.
Wow.
And so I went to Philly. We in there. I don't even know. We might have been like the fifth cipher. And you know, I'm watching everybody, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna say this line like this, because I'm watching. It's not just rapping. It's like you have to get animated. You gotta craft your shit differently so that when it hits, it's gonna shake the room.
The punchlines are definitely very important.
So once they gave me the head nod, like, oh, step up, I was like, okay. Then I think see, the thing is that what the video that you guys shared is not the raw footage. So the line that got the room going was the Sean Paul line. Is that call me Sean Paul, I'm trying to grind on every bitch I do a song with.
Okay.
The raw footage of that line was crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, it was so loud that I couldn't even hear myself do the last two lines.
Wow.
Jeez, that's insane. That's how loud it was.
Yeah. It was just, it's just dumb things. It's like, it boosts, that energy. If you're a lyricist, you're a writer, you know what that energy is. And that's definitely what did it for me.
Yeah, for sure. So this is what we're going to do. Maybe we're going to show people how hyped that shit was in there real quick. We're going to let our listeners and our viewers listen to this real quick. And then we'll be right back. 1 second. So our co-host can get acclimated with what's going on.
Yeah. Yo, running your crib with a hockey match. Murder the beat, it's time to leave these niggas gassed like a Nazi camp. I'm a delirious nigga, this ain't making the band. I'll put you in the back like mysterious sister. Underpaid, time to leave these niggas underrate. Hot 16s like I'm smashing these chicks underage. Fuck the distance, there's no I in team. There's only one eye working, I'm Slick Rick with my vision. Don't make me catch a body like a bed. The humanity with the mind of a kamikaze. So try and stop me and place your bets. I'm Godzilla. One step will shake the ground and make Ali think he isn't dead. We already winning. I'm Michael Phelps with the flow, so don't make me swing arms like I'm swimming. I raised you niggas from a distance like a deadbeat. My shorty loves kids like Michael Jackson's best sheets. I'm the shit, there's some shit you shouldn't step in. Terminator, 2 hands, 2 big rounds, Biggie and punish my weapons. Nigga holler, cause all you hear is pops like niggas are screaming for their fathers. Sick shit, hit the spit, bumping your gums, I'll put you squares in the box like some chicklets. Shock value, screaming pack at you while I'm banging. Don't give me that, like the Ku Klux, I'll leave you hanging, nigga. I'm spitting strong shit. Call me Sean Paul, I'm trying to grind on every bitch I do a song with. I'm out of here, so I'll see you later. Go and play Mike and be sick, cause I'll die sick. Crank Sega, right.
Yo, my guy, that shit was off the fucking hook, bro. Yo, you went in, bro.
For their fathers.
Man, you was going in, bro.
Yeah,
Bro.
they said to do like 16 or 24, but you know, we're all lyricists, so that was not happening. Everybody, ain't nobody was going there with straight 16s.
That's the type of shit that it just gets you hyped. Like I'll use that shit to work out again. I'm about to do jokes or something. Anything, bro. You want to get energy? That's the type of shit you want to hear.
Get lit. Let me put on some great Pearson.
Dude, man.
Hey.
You sure you want to hear that Suge now? Get a little Cavassier in your blood?
Crazy, man. That shit was sick. And that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That was in 2017, right?
Mm-hmm. I wish we had a final cipher. But things happen and
yeah. Well, yeah, the cipher you did on the Raw Zone too. The Raw Zone one too. That shit was fire too. All your ciphers have been fire, all of them. But I mainly like that one, and I like the one you did in the Raw Zone like the most for some reason. Like I can identify with them. You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure, man. But listen, man, you definitely very decorated when it comes to your real hip hop essence. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of you for representing, you know what I'm saying, New York and the Bronx. So man, a clap to Ray, man, for making
Thank you.
Hip hop though, man. Cyphers, man, that's truly hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
That's the real hip hop.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love listening to Cyphers, man. That just shows your creativity and how you go really hard on the bars, because bars means a lot, especially you know what I mean. You're from the Bronx, so you definitely can relate to that. You know that already.
Oh yeah,
Lost art though, man. Such a lost art.
definitely is. I mean, there's still grind mode cipher, which I take part in, and you know that platform itself is. They have a bunch of dope MCs, and you know the amazing thing about grind mode is that we never know who's gonna be on the cipher until we are sent the audio. So we're finding out who's a part of these ciphers maybe 3-4 days before we have to do the filming. So it's not we're not going and then knowing who's on it. And well, I'm the type of person is better that I don't know, because I don't want to deal with that pressure. But I do know that the pressure is going to be there regardless, because the pressure is, well, you're not going to be weak. But if I'm not going to be, and I'll be honest, that's how the bar Christ was even, I even came about it, because if I'm taking part in these ciphers, and I get it, Grind Mode Cypher has a loyal fan base, and they have their favorites. So if I'm on a cipher with a favorite, I'm probably gonna get overlooked, regardless if I did better than their favorite. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna start calling myself the Bar Christ. I'm just gonna start
the Bar Christ.
Who's gonna say something? So before I end it, if I'm not gonna get the credit for having the hottest verse, I'm gonna say something that's gonna shake I'm just gonna drop your jaw. If you're not gonna give it to me, pause. If you're not gonna give it to me, you know, if you're not gonna give me you're not gonna give me that 2 thumbs up. I'm gonna make sure I say something. And I'm like, oh, whoa, he said that. So and then that's how that whole bar Christ thing came about, and it's just something that I just kept running with.
And that's crazy because, you know, I'm like that same way when I write my you know, whatever, my spoken word or whatever. I want to make sure that my words hit. Like, oh, hold up, how you even say
Right.
that? You know? And
Right.
I'm taking a little bit of a break from, like, you know, that aspect of my writing, but you know, I've had some verses walking in the street where I had to stop, like,
Yeah.
it's down. That's just how fire. It's like,
It's not even so much that I need to be the best one in the cipher. It's just sometimes some guys, their verses don't hit the way it's supposed to hit, but yet they're still like, oh my God, this is the most amazing verse I've ever heard. What?
Like, for real?
Like that line didn't even hit. It didn't, you know, that body shot didn't land right.
Yeah, bro.
And it's not to discredit them. You know, you have your off days. So that's how it's like, you know, all right, bet. So I'm just going to start calling myself the bar Christ, and we're just gonna take it from there. Who's gonna say something? And that it just came about, and no one has said anything. And the crazy thing is that the last cipher that I did with someone put in the comments, FYI, this is the first time I hear the bar Christ. So I was like, I bet
They already knew what time it was. They knew you was gonna be there.
They're taking notice, but you know
Notice, man. I'm telling you, like when I heard the ciphers, man, like every single like bar, like every bar you spit was like impactful to me. I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah, everything has to fall in place as far,
Dude,
you know.
Right.
It was every cipher that I've ever seen of you. It's the same reaction. Like you're consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like you just keep the ruckus coming. You know what I mean? That's basically. I just every video that I've ever seen of any cipher, even your song, is very impactful to me. Like, let's talk about your the release of your new album, Cage. That came out in October, right?
No, all right. Caged Music was my first project.
Yeah.
And it came out back in 2013, but this is before Spotify, Apple Music. I believe iTunes might have been around. Most likely it was, but it wasn't to where it is today with DistroKid and TuneCore and all that. So it was released on. I released it on DatPiff, and so time, you know, after a while, it just DatPiff just got oversaturated, and you know, SoundCloud was a thing. And long story short, Beast Uncaged is my second project, but Beast Uncaged is special to me. But I can never forget Caged Music. And I think that project, in comparison to Beast Uncaged, Caged Music gets overlooked in many ways. But it also, to me, was a learning experience because it was at that moment where I realized I have to not be so excited for collabs, because it's almost like the collabs outdo my solos, and I'm no French Montana. So I was like, okay, going forward, I'm just gonna stop. You know, I'm gonna make sure that I push my pen to write to the best of my ability, so that if I do have features, they don't outdo my solos.
Yeah.
And then that's how Beast Uncaged came about, and then, you know, everything after that. But
so your current album is where it started at.
Where it started at, yes.
That's your current one. That's what I want. Yes. That's what I meant to say. That your first album was Caged Music, but then the current album is where it started at.
Yes, and that's entirely produced by my guy Famine, New Jersey producer. It was actually supposed to be a full-length LP, and we had dropped Radio back in November, and the video came in, I believe, January, February. But COVID happened, and the second single, we was gearing up. We was getting ready to drop the bomb. And then COVID happened, and the second single was affected because festival season was gone.
Yeah.
No plan B, nothing.
Yeah.
I was just in a state of, yo, what do I do now?
And for an indie artist as such as yourself, the festivals are very important.
Very.
That's where you get to showcase your music, your new production, your album, and it's like, you know what I mean, like what's going on. You know, and COVID just pandemic just messed up like the promo for it.
Oh yeah, it shut me down. Musically, it just put me, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? You know, I can't put the song out because then it kills the song, because I can't do for the song what I was gonna do.
Exactly.
Like oxymoron, you know.
And so from there, it was just, you know, all it took me was maybe about a day to realize everything and write it down, and like, okay, well, if I do this. So then I was like, okay, I hit up Famine and I told him, yo, I'm gonna sacrifice 5 songs from the LP to put out an EP to keep the wheels going that'll build up to the LP.
Yeah.
And he was on board, and he told me which 5 songs what I wanted to take off. Honestly, I actually took about 1 second. I actually took about 1, 2, 3. I took 4 songs off the LP and added 2 songs. And that's how we went about it. So now the LP, I'm replacing the songs that I took with new songs. And that's how that whole thing came about.
At least you didn't get discouraged. You were still able, you know, to release a project. It wasn't the way that you wanted to release it, but you got it done, you know, with a few tracks from the LP. Then the LP is still on standby, you know, you could just throw another 5 tracks later, and that could be released when the time is right. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we get this vaccine going and we can do a festival again, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think with one thing, if COVID taught me anything, is to think ahead. And not rely on festival season. And that's how pretty much I'm gonna go into when it's time to start getting the LP off the ground. I'm not gonna rely on festival season. It plays a big part, but that's not going to be my focus in a way, I want to say. Because if that becomes my focus and everything shuts down again, it's going to put me right back in the same position. At least I'll have another song to run off of and find a way to go about doing what I was going to do for the second single. And that's one thing and my manager who you had on your show, she'll tell you, I think ahead. Now I'm thinking ahead.
Yeah,
so,
you gotta learn how to adapt to certain circumstances.
Right, and that's how that came about. But where it started at is out now on all digital streaming platforms, whatever your poison is.
Yeah, man. So listen, Ray, let's get your social media drops in. It's on Instagram. It's Ray Pearson.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's Ray Pearson. You can follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/C/Ray Pearson. Subscribe to my YouTube, turn on the bell notification. Join my mailing list. My website is up. It's raypearson.com. And it has everything that you need. Yeah.
And for media inquiries, you can hit up Ivy Productions NYC at gmail.com. That's Ray's manager, Ivy Katie. She's been on the show before. She's a publicist and a media guru. That's how I call her.
Oh yeah.
Nice to be modest, but yeah, for sure. You guys have any questions for Ray before we go on to his song?
I do. For you, Ray Pearson. So what would you like to say to those upcoming artists out there that, you know, that want to sharpen their lyrics the way you know it's different for them, especially for the ones that are not from the Bronx, because like you could just walk into the Bronx and you see people spitting all day every day, like it's just the same as breathing. But you know, for other upcoming artists, what would you say to those?
Well, before I can get into that, there's great lyricists from all over. Black Thought, Royce,
Oh yeah.
um, Andre 3000, Jay Electronica, J. Cole, Kendrick, Absol. There's great lyricists from all over. But if I can tell artists on the come up or someone who wants to go in that direction, is be true to yourself. Be yourself. Don't don't follow what you don't follow what's on the radio. If that's not what you want to do, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself, be creative, be original, but also make sure that this is what you want. And don't 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 easily get sidetracked because you think one of these major artists are hitting you up. They're not hitting you up. Someone is controlling their shit and they're hitting you up. Just do you and make them come to you organically. Make them hit you up. Don't reach out. Let them reach out to you. Work your ass off. Put in the footwork and just be creative. Be original. Give us your truth.
Thank you for that. Amen to that.
Chris Five, John Tavar, you guys got any questions regarding
Yeah,
Pearson's music?
I just want to say something. Like, it's crazy that you said that because we had one of our favorite artists on this show in the past, Ray Loves You, and he was an artist that worked hard for a long time, and that organic, relationship happened with Juicy J, and they ended up hitting him up, and he ended up doing a song with Juicy, and that blew up to the point now where he's at that moment. So it works that way, and that's crazy that you said that because we had him on the show before he hit it big with Juicy, and then
Right.
now he's big, and he showed us love back.
If there
We had him on the show too.
if there's anybody that can, if you to look in the hip hop dictionary and you look next, you look at who can define still putting in that footwork that made it. I want to say Griselda.
Yeah, Benny the Butcher. Yeah,
Conway. They weren't planted. This is not number based artists. They're not going to be artists that is hot for 2 years and you'll never see them again. They've been putting in that work for years, and it's finally the world is now seeing that these guys did it. They built their foundation, and what we grew up on and skill based is almost like they proved that you can still make it based off being original, being skilled.
Yeah.
The question I wanted to ask you though was, I'm a creative minded person as well, so I have stories, lyrics, movies, everything that runs through my head all the time. That's why people always, say that I beat to the tune of my own drum, because as a creative person, I have so much going on in my head at any given moment in time. Sometimes it's hard for me to focus on, certain things. I forget certain things, or I do certain things weird, but that's always been my thought process. And then what's your creative process? Like how do you walk into any kind of verse do you write? Do you hear the beat and then the verse comes to you quick? Do you already have a pre-recorded verse that you had in your head? How do you put your verses together in a sense?
It all really depends on I don't prep my verses before I hear a beat because it's not the same vibe, it's not the same connection for me. I'll have maybe the concept beforehand that I haven't used and that'll fit perfectly with the beat I hear. It all really depends what I'm doing as I'm listening to the beat, mumbling. What am I mumbling? Am I mumbling something in a verse form, or am I mumbling something trying to, I think this will sound catchy on the chorus, and then I'll just keep going. Like the verses will come, pause. They'll happen naturally. It's just the chorus is the most important part of any song.
It is.
the delivering of the lyrics is as important, but the chorus is important. Sometimes I don't write the chorus first. Sometimes I get the verses out. It all depends on what the mood I'm in and what am I mumbling out. I'm no mumble rapper, but you know what I mean. Ideas, how I would flow on it, what pocket could I get into, what my buildup is gonna sound like. That's how I go. And I'm weird when it comes to listening to beats. Oh my God.
When you said that mumble part, I mean, when you said that mumble part, I know you're not a mumble rapper, obviously. But what I'm saying is I get exactly what you're talking about, because Timberland, which is a big music producer, we all know who he is, right? He says that one of the tricks to getting into rhythm with the beat, and even him as a beat creator, he mumbles the sounds in his head, and then he recreates them on the technical aspect. So he mumbles it here, he creates it here, mumbling in his.
And he adds in the pieces like Legos
himself, and then he mumbles it out loud, and then he creates it on the board by mumbling. It's crazy.
Just anybody who does that, if you're in like Walmart or anywhere where or in a funeral, anywhere where you're not in front of the MIDI board or anything where you create from, just have an app on your phone that you can record into. Go to the bathroom. It's all right. Go to the bathroom and mumble whatever you're gonna mumble into your phone.
Oh damn! I didn't think of that.
The absolute worst thing is forgetting a hot line or a hot flow or melody, whatever it is. The worst. I get livid when I can't remember what the line was. Or sometimes what I'll do is whatever the line is about, I'll write the main part, like whatever it is, like this, like I'm drinking out of this. So whatever the punchline is, I know it has something to do with this and the color, whatever. So I know, okay, this was the line. But if wherever you at, it doesn't matter where you at. No, one thing about I don't care. If I'm on the bus and I think of a hot line, it's like, oh shit, this has to get put into my phone right now. And even if I mumble it a certain way, it's like, what the hell is this guy doing back there? Yeah, I'm back here about to be I'm back here about to fucking hit another country on Spotify. So it's just, be as a creative, wherever you at, it doesn't matter where you at. It does not matter where you at.
Well, Cristina Dueña, our co-host, she should know you're a music singer. You harmonize. I've been around you sometimes, and she's like harmonizing with her and humming, and I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? It's like, I'm thinking of a song. I'm like, okay, whatever.
It's weird, but that's how I get, like the song receipts. Like, I just started mumbling, and I just like la 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 la. Like, I don't know what lyrics I'll put in there, but I'm trying to get the melody in there, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, this is a sad song, so I'm gonna start throwing in these words, and then it just like continues from there. You know what I mean? One time I just walked into the studio and had nothing, and in in 30 minutes we had a song. Like, sometimes it just be like that.
The only place I would say that you probably won't be able to pull that creative card out is maybe in court. Maybe in court, unless you could request recess. So you gotta, your bladder's about to blow and run to the bathroom.
Use the restroom. Like,
run to the bathroom with someone with the phone.
I come out with a rebuttal. Like,
Your Honor, I have to go use the caca room. I'll be right back.
Your Honor, I think I got the runs. You gotta let me go real quick so I can get it out of my system. Just run to the bathroom with someone with a phone and be like, yo, fam, just email that file to me. I got you on royalties.
Word. But listen, man, Ray Pearson in the house, man. You already know what it is, man. We're about to jump into our main topic, love. But before we do that, we're gonna start this with the Capital Tactics.
Yeah.
Songs, which is awesome. You guys are gonna love this song right here. So we'll be right back with love, our topic of the night.
Mucho, mucho, mucho amor.
The bar Christ time to admire the skill. I'm Halloweened out, dressed as August Alsina, tell Jay to fire at will. This is execution rapping mixed with passion. This is me snapping, I'm Mike Jackson. Nothing but light work, that image ain't the same, I stop blacking. Y'all walk a beast well rested, straight out of the Bronx, battle tested. I watch me move dolo, there's only one eye, like I got the vision of Cyclops. It's only getting worse, so ahead of my time travel back to life, that's the future on this verse. I'm laughing at you lames, the way I'm shooting for the stars, getting at me, y'all shooting for defeat, Tory Lanez. Literally, I remember vividly, didn't he do diddly when I found him in the middle of Little Italy, wittingly, tattling, rambling. I pulled up like Homer, you couldn't fuck with me, physically and lyrically. The difference is, I pay homage, you rappers mirror me. The blades out, come get your discount, split you in half, this is symmetry. Victory at its highest, lyrically I'm the nicest, with punchlines that hit harder than Mike Tyson. Minus the biting, famine don't limit me. Woo. Yeah, baby, I'm an endangered species with capital punishment on CD since releasing the blueprint to ill. I've been building a skill to pick up where you left off. I'm a beast. Fuck peace, I've been painting a narrative that I'm adamant to the garbage. Every rhyme written, I was practicing the hardest. You don't need a building to become a target. I tried to dumb it down, but kept ciphering the smartest. I told myself last night that I was done, I quickly fell asleep. All of a sudden it was ready for war, y'all. How you wanna blow this box? Taking back shots, not call the ops. It's the inevitable, heavenly better than whatever you write. We bringing terror to any squad you hide. Hey yo, I came up, bringing your name up in conversations where your competitors died. The industry shamed us, cause it couldn't tame us. Every now and then I throw up the X and rap big pun for life.
To the heart, bug from the start, never since a child. I've been living wild, chilling with the endless crowds. Spitting thousands, my connect in the street. 20% protection, expected at the end of the week. Never we sleep, a thug doesn't rest. Cause a wise man said it was a cousin to death. If you wasn't distressed, it was one in your chest. There's many ways to die, and the slums when you stress. But not me, Big B, cause I'm the son of the devil. Run up in the cribble and suffocate your son with a pillow. You know I'm coming to kill you when you hear the heavy breathing. Give you a wedgie deep in your deep with a butcher machete weekend. Thinking the Madison Square, I'll battle you there. Carry you clear close to planet just to challenge you here. Embarrass you where it hurts, sandwich you in the herbs. Casted you with a curse, that's why your parachute didn't work. Dead in the dirt, with the bugs and the mice. That's the price, frontin' like a thug for life.
Ready for war, y'all, how you wanna blow this box? Taking back shots, not call the ops. It's the inevitable, heavenly better than whatever you write. We bringing terror to any squad you hide. Hey yo, I came up, bringing your name up in conversations where your competitors died. The industry shamed us, cause it couldn't tame us. Every now and then I throw up the X and rap big pun for life. Ready for war, y'all, how you wanna blow this box? Taking back shots, not call the ops. It's the inevitable, heavenly better than whatever you write. We bringing terror to any squad you hide. Hey yo, I came up, bringing your name up in conversations where your competitors died. The industry shamed us, cause it couldn't tame us. Every now and then I throw up the X and rap big pun for life.
You already know, man. That was Capital Tactics by Ray Pearson. The shit was fire, man.
That's that hip hop feel right there, man.
You had pun in the building, you know what I'm saying?
That was crazy.
That was a surprise for a lot of people, I bet. Didn't know that pun was on there, you know what I mean?
I definitely had that pun flow, though. That pun feel to it, though.
Nah, for sure, though. I love the beat, too, man. That beat definitely goes hard, man.
Shouts to Famine.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Dang, La Dueña, man, showing her antique couches there. What the hell? Are you in England, perhaps?
But she sings right now.
Spanish household over there?
Huh?
We're going back
That's the grandma sofa.
You're like in Queen Elizabeth's living room. What the fuck?
It's like every old grandmother from the 80s going to their house. The plastic cover.
I had a baby shower here, and one of the girls was like, "This house is magical."
Yeah, it is. It's like royalty, like
supposed to be
furniture, for sure. That's that old school, you know, like antique look. That's just very.
You know when they got the plastic on the sofa, but I can't.
Nah, the plastic. Yeah, in the summer, shit's annoying as fuck. Your skin gets stuck to it and all that.
Sliding off.
Word, man. So the main topic of today, love, man. Let's talk about love. Love.
Yeah.
it's a feeling, right? Correct. Is emotion. It can be physical. It could be mental. It could be all sorts of things. But love, you can love a family member, a friend, a significant other. Ray, what's been your experience with love? Let's start off with you since you're the guest.
I've been in love. I've definitely been in love. I've been heartbroken, and in many ways, a heart family can break your heart. A lover can break your heart. So it's possible and it's happened.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, love is it comes in different shapes, forms with different people. Like for instance, like John Tavar, he's related to me. He's my cousin. I love him naturally because he's family. You know,
Right.
aside from that, we grew up together, so we have like a love that's unconditional. We go through ups and downs, but we still love each other.
Right.
That's unconditional love. I know Christine for a long time, the Dueña, so I love her as a friend, as a sister.
I was gonna say, what
And
about me, yo? Like,
yeah, so I just corrected you.
I
And
know
then Chris
Nelly and
Ryder,
I've been through a lot.
yeah, Chris Ryder, my co-host, even though he's a butcher and he cuts meat for a living, I'm scared of what he can do to one of us one day. I still love him too. I know him for a long time. So that's love as
couldn't resist, huh? You just couldn't fucking resist. It's okay.
so, I haven't gotten you in a couple of weeks,
I
man.
love you enough to cut you into little pieces to sell you on the market.
Oh
You
man,
heard that, John Tavar?
don't incriminate yourself. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but anyway, so my love for Christine and Chris Ryder is on a friendship level because I know them for a long time. Then I have my cousin John Tavar, which I love both, because he's a friend and a family member. And then I've had, intimate love with a significant other. And that's been a rough patch for me. I basically haven't really found my niche yet, but it is what it is, man. What's
Big
your
word.
take on it, Christine? Since you're a female, you're the only female here.
Oh man, love can destroy your life.
It can. Love is a drug.
If you let it, but Nelly knows me for a while, and I've been in relationships that were, not good for you, and and I had one that was pretty serious, and Nelly and I know who he was, and he passed away. So God rest his soul, Colombia. So I've been through it, and I feel like in a way it teaches you to humble yourself, obviously, and it creates you to be obviously a better person, and it sounds corny, but what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And
Right.
I've learned that all the way. I would say it's built my character a whole lot stronger. So love can be different, in the eye of the beholder. But to me, I feel like love has structured me to become a strong, independent woman that I am today.
Respect that. Now, my question to you, Ray, what do you think when someone says love is a misused word, where they misuse it, they kind of, abuse it, they actually manipulate that word, that term, because they probably don't understand the true definition of what it's love.
Yeah, no, I've seen females who are in relationships with dudes for about 3 weeks, and they start announcing who they are, and I see love. It's real love, or love you, or love bae. Like what?
Really? It took you 21 days to love this guy?
Like what? Like
And those type of females, they end up loving this different guys on the social media like every 3 months.
Wind up is different. It's different as human being different, but they wind up being all the same type of person, and I can only speak from what I see, because one thing is that I care a lot about women, and so I care that they're happy. And one thing about me is I'm private. My relationships with some people, regardless of who we're tied or connected to, it's nobody's business. It's really nobody's business. One thing I won't do is break bro code, but if there's no bro code and we mutually know each other, there's no bro code there. So my thing is, you can always hit me up if you need to vent or you need someone to listen to you. Whatever it is, there's no type of strings attached to that. I'm not that type of person. So I care for females. So if someone's walking down that path, I try to, maybe you should fall back a bit. And you don't have you keep getting with the same type of person, but in the form of different bodies. Like it's not love. I've been friend zoned from certain females because they don't want to ruin a friendship. If you tell me that, that's because you don't trust yourself. I'm willing to put my friendship on the line because I know what I'm not gonna do. And I know that's a cliche thing to say because a lot of these guys out here say it. But if you know me for a certain amount of years and you know I'm a good dude and you tell me I'm a good dude and I meet your every standard, but you don't want to ruin a friendship, you don't want the friendship to get fucked up.
I don't know, man.
Who's really the one who's gonna be the one to fuck up?
Word.
If I've been good to you for 10 years and you know how good I am for 10 years and I meet your every standard.
Yeah. And those 10 years, you've demonstrated what love really is because you've been there.
Yeah, I can love you as a friend. I can give you two sides of advice. I can give you the advice of someone who's gonna keep it real with you, and I can give you the advice of someone who will tell you anything you want to hear. Or I can give you the other side of advice of someone who wants to be with you and doesn't want you to be with anybody else. Yeah. But that's not me. So I'm gonna give you the advice of someone who's gonna keep it real with you. Yeah, no strings attached. And that's because that's how much respect I have for you as a person to keep it real. I'm gonna let you know. You don't want to hear it, then that's on you. But before you get to that point, you're gonna hear it.
That's the worst part. Like whenever you've been there for instance, as a guy, we get that friend zone thing a lot because females sometimes, they don't realize like what's right in front of their face. Mm-hmm. They'll have a guy who's been there through it all with them, through breakups, makeups, right? He's been a friend, has helped her with endless things, right? And she knows that he likes her, right? Whatever. But then she still doesn't give him the opportunity, knowing that this is probably the best man for her.
Right.
That shit sucks.
You know what it is? Can I say from a woman's perspective?
Do that. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. It's your turn.
The in a situation like that, what you were just saying, Nelly, is because the girl she just want to go out and still be a thotty. Like that's all it is.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it is. Yeah.
There you go.
Real.
But stop.
Enjoy. I mean, I'm not saying that this applies to all the women.
No, not all.
A lot of the guys would say something like, oh, that she friend zoned me and I could be the perfect one and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The truth is that she's only friend zoning you more than likely is because, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't want to stop right there. She wants to venture and see what else is out there just cause, and right. And that's fine because maybe she's just not ready. You know what I mean? But if you're willing to wait for her and after she already did her thottiness,
my thing is, don't put it out there that you're ready or I can't find a good dude.
Right.
What? What do you mean? Like,
I've been here this whole time. What the fuck?
Unlock that friend zone gate and go through your prospects and see. Give that person a chance because you know what? Jumping out there and taking that leap to confront the person about your feelings, it's a two-way street. It doesn't work one way. It does not work one way. And that word love, it's been misused for a very long time. Very, very long time.
Does that answer your question, John Tavar?
It's perspective because everybody has their own, perception about love. Because I think love, again, it is a fluctuating system. Even with yourself, like sometimes, like for me, for instance, I may love myself by doing certain things. And some things that I'm not really proud of, what I've done in the past, which, you know what I mean? So it is a fluctuating system, you know what I'm saying? But overall, though, you know, it is that still unconditional love. But
whether it's love, hate, or whatever the situation is, life itself, it's probably the greatest teacher you can ever have.
without a doubt.
Because it's all about learning and growing, knowing what not to do the next time around.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's love, hate, like whatever the situation is, life is what's gonna show you the way, and all that stuff is just different subjects that's all in that system, and that's what you're gonna learn from. You thought it was love, it wasn't love.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't love you were looking for.
Yeah,
you were looking for love, or you think you are looking for love. Yeah. But if it's there and you're not ready, then you're not looking.
You're not looking.
You're not ready for it.
Right. And some people, you know what it is. A lot of people don't have they don't know they don't understand what love is. They don't know the absolute meaning of it. So they get that confused too.
Mm-hmm.
So they might think something that they might feel love, but they're not really feeling it.
That honeymoon phase.
When you feel love, that shit fucking it hits you, man.
Love is when you know that honeymoon phase is gonna last forever.
Absolutely.
That's when you know it's love.
In a relationship.
In a relationship. That honeymoon phase doesn't last forever. It does not last forever. And as soon as you realize it doesn't last and you know who you're dealing with, that's when you're gonna learn. Was this just eye candy? Like, was this just someone that made me look good when we stepped out of a car or we took a picture?
I know who did that, and they were in relationships, and
they
realized that
it's not love.
People mistake physical attraction with love.
Yeah,
physical attraction is not love. I mean, obviously, you want to be with somebody who you're attracted to. It doesn't have to be physical,
right?
It can be mentally. Like,
it's a plus.
I've been on dates and I've been in a relationship with girls that the second they walk out of their building, it's like they're like, you know, they get hit on because they're goddessed. But when I sit down and have a conversation with them, I can't even talk to them because all I was attracted to was the physical part. Sometimes we mistake that with love. You know what I mean?
And that's another thing too. When getting to know someone, my thing is I don't need to know everything. Not in one shot. I have the rest of my life.
Can't get all the crazy in one shot.
Right. Take care of. Tell me the most important things first. Like, do you have a STD? Important. You know, tell me everything that I need to know, and then.
Well, you a retard. You crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, I never made it past the third grade.
Let me see how many stars you got. Oh,
right, like
stars.
Well, what's the vag facts looking like?
Word.
So,
you got pastrami or you have a peach looking?
Right? Is it a separator or is it just bam right there, all in the open? Fucking predator.
So it's bad facts though. I always tell every female that I've ever gotten into with, I don't give a shit about your numbers. That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, like your past is your past. As long as you're not out here throwing around an AIDS infested fucking box, then whatever. Everybody has a past. Everybody has a past.
Everybody has a past. Some worse than others.
Are you gonna get mad that I decided not to be a virgin when you know damn well I'm not a virgin? Are you mad that I might be good at something sexually?
Ray, I'll tell you, there's some past that you won't let that person in if they have a certain past. If you were a female and you meet this female, you're dating her, you find out that she was like.
If we go to a restaurant,
she was your cousin's lover for like 4 years. You don't want to be her.
Oh no, that's
or your best friend's lover.
No, definitely not. But that's something that should be established in the very beginning. Like, oh snap, I didn't know you knew such and such. Oh, we used to date, and then that's like a damn.
Yeah, it's like females and guys and females, they'll hide that until like 3 months, 4 months later. They tell you,
Then at that point, it's like, yo, I would have to question myself, like, yo, what do I feel? What is the connection with her and homie? And because I'll tell you right now, if there's no bro code between me and homie and we're just acquaintances, that really doesn't mean anything to me.
It doesn't mean anything, but if it's somebody who you're close to.
No, if I'm close to that person, then it's automatic no. Unfortunately, as good as you look, or our bond, I can't do it. That's not in my DNA.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's definitely one thing.
You got a question because if she knew already that she was involved with someone close to you,
right?
Tell you
that's a red line right there.
Yeah, it is.
That's a red line.
It'll suck too if homie hits me. Like, yo, fam, like you dating such and such, and I'm like, yo, I've been seeing her. Why? What's up? Like, fam, that's my ex. What? But then again, too, if it gets to that point, now you got to think, well, how? And this is not me even saying that I'm against bro code. It's just how close are we? If I never knew that, if we boys, then I should have known that.
Right.
If you just pop out of the nowhere, I hadn't seen you since the 4th grade, fam, move on.
Wait, but whatever was the slide that he had for like 3 or 4 months, like a main slide. You know, you have a main slide, like a chick you hit up for booty calls all the time, and you end up dating that girl, and you find out your man's smashed that many times, and then you dating the shorty, and then your man's call you, but like, yo, I used to smash that for like 5 months straight, bro. I mean, I was in a relationship, but I mean, it's up to you. You want to continue dating her?
Also, I think at that point, and this is just based off of what I might be feeling at that moment. How long ago was 5 months? Because if we're talking 7 years ago, fam, I should know this. I don't need to know the details of what you did, but I should at least have some tiny insight as to who you're talking to. Where did you meet her? Like, you're like, yo, I met Shorty, or like, yo, Ray, check out Shorty who I met in, Four Walls Lounge. Oh, she looked,
Four Walls
Lounge. I should be able to remember this. Like, yo, I can't talk to you because you used to, duke it out with homie 7 years ago. But if I have no knowledge, I get it. Now, if maybe it's a private matter, maybe so.
Yeah.
But even at that point, if it's that private, is because she wasn't just a slide. Mm-hmm. If it's that private, she wasn't just a slide. Because if I'm in a relationship, I don't need to show you off to the world, but all it takes is for me to let it be known who I'm with. Right. That's it. And and if I'm boys with someone and like, yo, bro, like, yo, meet wifey. In 7 years, if I'm not with her, he's gonna remember who she is. Now, if he winds up getting with her, you broke bro code. At that, I don't care about her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our relationship is longer. You know what I mean? You a brother.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like at that point, how close are we if I don't know? But then I also have to question it and look into it and think, well, how long ago was 5 months?
Yeah, I know.
If I was 12, 13 years old and I'm 27, 28, fam, you haven't moved on?
Yo, how about we have a question from one of our listeners. Would you fall in love with somebody who's clingy?
That clingy shit could be dangerous in a way.
She could be a psychopath.
Psychopath.
Or a psychopath. Both.
Silver lining.
I think it all depends on what else she has about her. Is it possible? It's possible. But is she clingy, like unemployed, waiting outside of my job for 8 hours, waiting for me to get out? Clingy?
I dealt with that, yo.
Like, yo, get out. It all depends.
Shows up unannounced.
Needs to know.
Shows up unannounced to your job and shit, and your manager's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
No, like, you know what I mean. You showing up to every studio session, performance, and just waiting in front of the stage with that look, like, are you almost done?
Yeah.
It all really depends, because then again, it's like, okay, if you really want the relationship and she's clingy, in a way that should be a sign in a tiny bit way. Because you can easily be in a relationship with someone who shows no interest in you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then what are we if we're not wanted? Or there's no like you don't show no type of like you don't see me, I'm here, but we're social distanced spiritually.
I mean, I believe that you should be clingy to a certain extent, but you also have to respect each other's space.
Right.
You know what I mean,
so it all really depends with that clingy shit.
Yeah, you have to understand that I got my friends, I got my family that I have to spend time with. I have my job, I have ambitions that I have to pertain to. You know, I have certain things that I do that has nothing to do with you. And when it's our time, it's our time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's cool to see somebody a little bit clingy once in a while. Like you'll be at work and she'll show up with food for like lunch.
That's normal.
That's cool.
That's love.
When it gets overbearing, to the point where that person is not respecting your personal space, I think that's when it becomes dangerous. And
and toxic.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know when they're in a toxic situation, unfortunately. And that's when your ass gonna end up in forensic files or some shit,
clingy is knowing I'm in the shower and I come out and it's like, yo, how did you get in my house? I got warlocks on my door. How the hell did you manage to ramble yourself in here?
Well, Papi, I just wanted to cook you a little something. I'm so sorry I stabbed you yesterday, but
At that point, it's like, yo, it's fine. I'll eat McDonald's. I don't know what's in that food. I don't know what you cook. I don't even smell food. How the hell you managed to cook in the kitchen where there's no smell? Did you even use adobo?
It's crazy. But so you say that it's a thin line between love and attachment, because that's what it seems like.
Yes.
Yeah, it all really depends on what's to what extent is she being clingy. It all really depends, because if I'm someone that hasn't been in a relationship in quite a long time and someone is showing that much interest, I'm not looking at it like it's clingy. It's like, oh shit, like she's really interested. Like she really wants to be around me rather than, oh, so I'm not going to see you today? I bet. So it all really depends now. Fucking, I don't know. Finding yourself on a 3-way call when you didn't even attach it. How did you tap into this? Why are you talking? Now that's a whole different clingy. It's dangerous.
Red flag right there.
No. I'm like, yo, this place is for people like you.
Word. Where there is for sure.
Without having to tell her them words, because you don't know what that cleanliness, that real cleanliness talk can get you.
And like John Tavar was saying, I think people confuse love, attachment, and also like routine. People confuse a routine with love. Like sometimes you'll be in a relationship, it becomes routine for you guys to do certain things, and you might mistake that for love. You know what I mean? And it's not really love. It's just that you just have a system with that person that kind of works. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, we're just gonna be each other. We're just gonna be with each other because we have no other option in the sense because we're too busy. And the only, you're the one that fits into my schedule. That happens sometimes.
And that's one thing too. And I definitely want to say this. And this is not even routine, but if you get your ass beat, that's not love. Please don't look at that as, oh, if he didn't love me, he wouldn't have put his hands on me. No, that is not love. Mm-mm. I'm sorry, that is nothing.
Or vice versa. There's some guys that get their hands put on by girls too.
No, oh yeah, definitely. Even still, same thing. Yo, it's not love. See me. There could be. I can know 100 females single. But if I look at you while you're online and you're talking with the gestures and the slang, I remember, and I still have a very close relationship with and friendship with my ex. There's been maybe once or twice where I've told her, and I'll put this right out there right now. I've never been in a relationship where I've hit a woman. It's just when you talk to me a certain way, there's a cutoff point. And 2 times she tapped into that point. And I've turned around and I've told her, yo, stop talking to me like you can whoop my ass. Because I know and you know you can't. I'm not saying I'm going to get up and hit you, but it's like, yo, I'm not going to cross that line. I will never talk to a woman like, yo, keep talking shit and I'm going to knock you out. I would never do that. Never do that. So to be taught, it's a respect thing. You got to respect me. I show you respect from the door. I will never cross that line.
Yeah.
So for me to turn around and have to tell her that, it doesn't make me lose respect for you, but you did something wrong if I have to go there.
Yes. And that, there is a point. There's a point where the buttons are pushed to a certain extent. And even if you're not about that, like you said, like I've been in those situations where I'm not about that. Like I've never physically harmed a woman or, but there's been points where a female that I've been with in a relationship has gotten me to that point where I feel like, this has gone too far. I gotta like G-check them and be like, you know what? I think we just like stop talking right now. Let's just go about your business. I go about my business.
Yeah.
We'll take
the great thing about my ex
later.
The great thing about my ex and myself when because that might have happened on 2 occasions. Not the same. That was said to her on the first occasion. But the thing is, like, my relationship with her, we got over shit within 5 minutes. It's almost if it never happened. And that, to me, that's amazing because it's like, yo, like it's not that important. It's not that important. You slip on a banana. Do you hate bananas for the rest of your life? No. It was a simple, small thing. And the second time she brought, because I was at the time I was working on the road delivering liquor and wine. So I'm on the phone and she went to eat lunch with one of her friends. And it was a dude. I don't care. I don't mind. I'm not that type of person because I know the friendship. Once again, this is an important thing that she told me in the beginning. I know the friendship she had with the dude. So I'm talking to her and now I'm in the truck with the driver. A lot of the times I tend to speak in code because it's none of his business. So I'm talking to her and she's talking to me and I'm noticing she's talking to me a certain way. So I'm letting it go. I'm letting it slide because I'm sitting there like, okay, she's in front of someone. So what she's saying, her wording is different and it's kind of getting to me. So I'm letting it go until I told her, I'm like, yo, do me a favor. I don't give a fuck who you in front of. Stop talking to me like that. Stop talking to me like that. And she was like, chill. Like, chill. It was like, I'll call you back. And then, you know what I mean? Like it was nothing. Like nothing happened. It's just, I use that as an example, not to, make her look bad because she's amazing. It's respect.
Respect, yeah, word.
Respect. You got respect from the door.
Absolutely.
That, that physical abuse, that's not love. It's not love. Verbal abuse is not love.
When you start the name call, I mean, it's going to be arguments here and there, but when you start calling, trying to degrade me, trying to really put me down, then where's the love then? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I thought you loved me.
Right. So like, you know what I mean? During the fact that I lost 3 jobs back to back, if that's a sensitive subject, why are you throwing that in my face?
Word.
It's like, you know what I mean? Listen, I don't care what happened. Oh, you fucking fell down the stairs. Yo, I'm not gonna throw that in your face because it was an unfortunate situation. There's no need to be petty.
You're not gonna push those sensitive buttons. You're not gonna do that.
No.
If you really love somebody, you're not gonna do that because you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to that level where you're hitting sensitive buttons and you're being disrespectful.
Yeah, then you gotta question.
Like,
those are red flags that you can't ignore.
Yeah, listen, I
was throwing that. If she's throwing that in your face, imagine what she's telling her homegirls.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I was in a relationship like me. I'm the type of person.
Wow.
I mean, you could have an argument right now, a verbal argument, and 10 minutes later, I forget about that shit. I'm back to being now. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have time to be petty and waste time, precious time of my life thinking about a stupid little back and forth that me and you had. I'm gonna keep it moving and be like, yo, what's next? Are we gonna have dinner? Are we gonna go to that engagement that we had planned? Let's keep it moving.
It just has to get to a point. It has to get to a point in your life, because I think, going into my next relationship, when that happens, you have to establish, we're gonna have, if we can't see eye to eye on something, we have to agree to disagree. And if you are right and I know you're right, let me learn from that. And I'll apologize. I'm like, yo, you was right. But the whole blowing up and fuck you and that's it, it's over. For what? For something that we could easily just agree to disagree on. And when it happens, we'll see. It's not to throw it in it's not to rub it in your face. If I was right, there's no need. There's no need for it. Because at that point it's like, yo, the plan is to build together.
Right.
To build your empire, to build your Rome. If it didn't work my way and it would have worked your way, that's my fault. I apologize. You were right. Let's try to counter it. That's what's gonna make you guys stronger. That's love.
Amen to that, brother. You know what? We definitely gonna have these conversations though, because we need these conversations. Because when it comes to love, again, like we stated earlier, it's definitely misused. You know what I'm saying? Where you say you love someone, but then again, look what you're doing. You know
look what you're going through. If it was love, you wouldn't be going through it. Right. Everybody argues. Everybody has disagreements.
Yeah.
But it's what comes with that was it love to get punched in my mouth because I put the meatball on the wrong side of the plate? Like what? Like that's not love.
You gotta think of
that. Just means we might not be hitting it right.
But you know what's
if it comes to that type of situation from a female's perspective, not talking about you, but you know what I'm saying? Like I admit I used to be similar to that in the way when I was younger and I didn't know any better, where I would just be like so tight off of the littlest things. And it's all about because I had to work on myself. You know what I mean? I had to work on myself before I can allow myself to allow this relationship to linger any further. You know what I mean? It's my responsibility as an adult to, if I'm going to work this relationship out, I can't be like, yo, you didn't do the dishes last night. I'm tired of this fucking shit. And then she goes ranting and shit. That means she's not happy, right. And a lot of guys don't know that, It's
but
like
then too, a lot of
communicate and work something out, and a lot of people just don't. They just want to go back and forth and about who's right and who's wrong, and it's just a never-ending cycle,
Right. And there are females that confuse love for laziness. They wind up settling either with the same type or the person that they broke up with because they don't want to take the necessary steps to get to know someone new. How I would never understand that. If you wasn't happy before and you were getting played, cheated on, disrespected in front of other people, smacked around in front of other people, smacked in silence, why are you settling? This guy's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
God forbid. Not even a God. If you're with the same sex, she or he's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Why are you settling?
And the female or, the other individual doesn't see that. I have a friend who's she's older than me. She's in her 40s and she's been in a relationship with someone for 17 years. And and she's not happy, but she literally said that, oh, well, no one's going to want me or, I don't want to move on. And I'm just like, oh my God, how can you say that? Why would you be in a relationship for 17 years and you know yourself that you're not happy? You know what I'm saying? He cheated on you. He did all that stuff that you just said, on and on again. The whole family knows about it. The friends know about it. You know what I mean? It's is up to you as an individual to surround yourself with the people that you need to be surrounded with, and that's when love turns into something else, just settling. That's not love. No one love me like he does. And that's really, really sad and unfortunate because you only have one life to live.
Right. And then it just becomes an excuse fest. Nobody's going to want me with one kid or two or three or four. you never know that. You never know that. There's someone right now in the friend zone who love your kids as much as you do and have seen them grow up or has been with you since you stepped foot out the hospital, but you're blinded by what you think is love because you don't want to, because you say, oh, but to have to get to know someone all over again is better than settling for someone who's going to cripple you, who's going to take you away from your kids. These women that show up on that show, what's that show called? Snapped? They'll never be able to they'll never be able to raise their kids now because they couldn't take it anymore. And now what? Now you got to raise your kids from behind the glass.
Right.
Nah, no, it's not love. It's stop being lazy. There is someone out there for everybody. You just got to stop being so high standard and lazy.
I think
give the underdog a chance.
Chris Ryder, you wanted to say something. I know you was going to chime it in.
I'm just, just listening. But I have a unique perspective because I've been with someone for a very long time, and it's a roller coaster. And the longer I've been in this relationship, the longer I see that you're gonna have that honeymoon period. Then you're gonna have that moment where it's just it like tapers out. Then you're gonna hate each other. Then you're gonna love each other again. Then it's gonna taper out again, which is gonna be a level like this. Then you're gonna hate each other again. Then you're gonna love each other again. Then it's gonna go down to the level again. Then you're gonna hate each other again. And that's just the way that it is that when you are in a relationship with somebody, you have to accept everything about that person if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, everybody's gonna have red flags. Everybody's gonna have shit that they deal with. For me, I have an issue with detachment because I went through a very rough childhood. So for me to cope with it, I had to detach myself from it. So it's reflected in the relationships that I've been in because females will look at me and say, he's not emotionally there. It's not that I'm emotionally there. It's just that when I'm with somebody for an extended period of time, and John Tavar and Nelly Nell, I've had, they know me for years. They know that sometimes I can be emotionally detached because it's the way I've dealt with things in the past. So I recently became a father a year ago.
Congrats.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And I really struggled with this pregnancy because I didn't want that detachment that I've been in with relationships with females to extend to him because I don't want him to have the childhood that I had. And it was very I went through so much emotions. I cried. I had a conversation with Jay and Nelly Nell about this because I was curious because Jay's a father himself, so I wanted to know everything about the emotions about it. Because I wanted to make sure that if I loved it, I wanted to love this kid unconditionally, And when he was born, it was just like, I was like, so what the hell is wrong with me? I thought it was like, you see this child born, it's automatic, you're going to love this kid. But then I started to read that it happens to other fathers as well. The attachment is not there. But he's a year old now, and this kid is everything to me. I can't be away from him for too long, and I start missing him. Such a funny kid, And then I never thought I was going to have children, And especially with the one that I've been with for so long, we've been through so much together. And then we're actually having a life together now, and it goes into love. It's like, you're going to have to make a decision in your life, whether you want to be with this person or not. Do you want to create a life with that person? And for me, it was to the point where it's like, if I'm going to be a father to a child, I want to make sure that I'm not selfish. And I think our parents back in the day, they weren't prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why I don't know your childhood, Ray. I don't know your childhood, La Dueña, but I know me and John Salval, we had similar childhoods in how we grew up because our parents weren't ready to be parents. They became better parents later on in life, but they weren't prepared because they had their own issues with each other. They were in love with each other to create a foundation for their children that was so very important. And for me, it's like I wanted to make sure that I was ready to be the kind of father for my son that he needed that I didn't have. And it wasn't until very recently where my father has sort of redeemed himself and he's really tried to make up for what's happened in the past to my son, and my mom's the same way. You know, love is such a unique aspect because, you know, it's the greatest high and it's also the greatest low. You know, it can destroy you, it can make you stronger, it can make you weaker. People have committed suicide from love.
Right.
Because they couldn't deal with the fact that they couldn't be with this person. And I know everybody in this podcast right now has been to the point where they didn't know how they were going to be without that person, and they managed to survive.
Yeah, I lost my best friend when she broke up with me, and I lost my best friend. But I would be having a good day, then I'd see her, and then it would just like emotionally shut down. I didn't even want to be in school. I've gone home from school, from when I was in high school, maybe like 2 times. By the second time I was like, yo, like I have to find a way to get over this. I can't keep doing this.
Well, it's the hardest thing.
It was really, really, really sad. I was really, really, really sad. But I think you said it, and you broke that chain. Like I wasn't raised the same way my parents were raised. I didn't deal with what my parents had to deal with. So, you know, I don't think anybody's really, really prepared. Like no book is gonna prepare you. No amount of time is gonna prepare you to become a parent.
That's not.
It's you not carrying over what you went through. Break the chain and be the person that you're meant to be.
Yeah, because
you didn't think you was gonna become a dad, and now look.
And I was like Jay will tell you, John Tavar will tell you, I was afraid because I was like, I get so emotionally detached from people, and it's just because it's a defensive mechanism for me, and I'm not afraid to speak about it because I feel like if you speak about the trauma from your past, you're able to heal towards your future.
Yeah,
and I recognized a long time ago what my faults were. And I pinpointed through my son's pregnancy why I was the way that I was. And I've taken a lot of steps to remedy that, to improve it. And, you know, I don't have that detachment from my son now. And, you know, that he, you know, I come home and I, you know, play with him and I mess with him. And, you know, he's a crazy kid. He's only 1, but, you know, that relationship would even get better as he gets older. But, you know, I've had moments where I've sat in his crib and I've told him, like, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere, you know. And I've always had this conversation, and I'm doing it. You're a mom too. You know that.
Yeah.
Parents back in the days, their job was to provide for you.
Right.
The dad especially was the one he's the provider. All the emotional stuff is for the mom.
Right.
You know, and they don't teach.
That's unfortunate that people think that way. You know, sorry not to cut you off, Chris, but yeah, like I'm a single mother. My son is 17 years old and he's going to be going off to college soon to be an architect. And I'm very proud of him. And I feel like my parenting style was totally different than what my parents was. My parents was, you know, old school, a little hardcore, you know, if a guy talked one time, I was talking to a guy. My dad found a note in my backpack and he took my queen size mattress and threw it in the swimming pool.
Wow.
Like he was tight. But, you know, I laugh about it now, but back then I was petrified. But anyway, so, you know, I feel like love we have to treat it like it's a responsibility. Like, you know what I mean? If you was given a diamond ring or if you was given something of value, you're going to treat it carefully, right? You're going to think about like, okay, I'm going to store the diamond here at night. You know what I mean? Like, and people don't do that. People just fall in love and have no plan. And then, you know, it could go left, it could go right. You know what I mean? But people need to be, put a little bit of responsibility into it when it comes to dealing with love. And that's when it turns into something toxic or something that you wasn't planning it to be, you know. And then number two, communication is absolute key. And I'm not talking about just letting the person know how you feel. I'm talking about, if you want this person, if you're dating someone and you really appreciate them, they don't just assume that they know that you appreciate them. Tell them verbally. Like, the female sometimes just wants to hear it, like, hey, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you.
Right.
And that's it. Like, is that so hard to say?
It doesn't
like,
make you look corny.
It doesn't make you look corny.
Cheesy.
It makes you look like a man. Like,
exactly.
Wow. You like, wow, thank you so much for saying that. Someone told me that, you know, like, yo, La Dueña, I just want to tell you, like, I appreciate you. And, you know, when he said that to me, I was just like, whoa, like, I'm not used to that. But that was.
Oh, you got butterflies?
Shut up. No. I'm just saying, it took me back because, you know, like, my previous relationships, and Nelly know me for a really long time. So, you know, the guys.
I've been around a couple of them.
Fuck you. We're not talking about all of them. But I'm just saying, like, you know, communicate. Take 1 minute. I'm talking about take 59 seconds out of your day and just say, hey, so-and-so, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you. I appreciate what you did. Like, say stuff like that. And it's so sad and unfortunate that a lot of people don't take the time to say that, because that would dissolve a lot of fights.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's something corny, like, oh my God, you know, I appreciate your crooked toes or something, you know, like.
I appreciate your crooked smile, Nelly.
I appreciate that hairline, baby. You know that.
Like, so what if you don't got 10 fingers? Fuck it, give me a high 4.
Now, I appreciate Suge now off that Cavassier. That's what I appreciate.
Yeah, listen, I'll say this much, and I'm just gonna go back to what Christine was saying, La Dueña, about responsibility. Love is a responsibility,
yes.
And Chris Ryder hinted on that too, because you have to understand that you're in a committed situation where everything is not gonna be peaches and cream.
Right.
Everything is not perfect. There's gonna be times where everything is puppy love, everything is blossoming, everything is beautiful. It's like you're living in the Garden of Eve, right? Like, you're fucking, everything is all roses and violets are red and fucking all this shit, right? Wait, roses are red, violets are purple, whatever, blue, whatever.
Blue, motherfucker. Blue.
There's gonna be times where it's gonna look like a botanical garden. Everything's gonna be, you know, nice and peachy and flowers everywhere. But there's gonna be times where it's gonna be dark times. There's gonna be times where you guys are gonna hate each other. You know, look at each other. Wake up in the morning, look at her, and be like, I hate this bitch. You know what I mean? Or she's gonna wake up and be like, I fucking hate this dude, man. You know, but deep inside, you know, but those are things that happen because we're human beings. We're not gonna be perfect all the time. There's days that, especially women, they go through physical changes in their body once a month, right? They're gonna hate you for a week. You gotta hold it down. 7 days,
hold
right?
It down.
You're gonna be like,
hold it down.
I hate your hairline now. That's
yeah. But check this out. What I'm trying to say is a responsibility and it's a commitment. So when the times are rough, those are the times you guys got to stick together the most.
That's when
you can't get desperate. You can't get desperate. Be like, oh damn, it's been a year of up and downs with this person. But then what happened to the 2 years that were great?
Well, you know, I want to give the floor to somebody who has been the ultimate father figure here. John Tavar, a father of 2 daughters, who took it upon himself to raise his daughters. You know, to raise daughters.
Definitely appreciate the acknowledgement. But I think, overall, love definitely. It's very complex, but you know that's what I think was missing though, when you don't really understand what love truly is. One thing, you said it right now, Chris, right? Being a parent, you don't really know the true love of a parent until you become one. And that's what I learned, to know the actual true love of being a parent. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like for me, I know one day that my, you know, I have a 19-year-old, so she's already out the house.
Wow.
You know? So I already learned already that it's gonna be one day that then they're gonna, you know, leave. They're not gonna be here with me no more. You know, but you still gotta have that love. And that goes with the little thin line between love and attachment. You know what I'm saying? Because again, though, when you have that, you know, that attachment, it kind of like, you know, it gets a little tricky with that. You know, but if you truly love someone, you want the best out of them, you know, regardless of what it is, but you want to see them happy. Right. You know, even with like relationships, I always make this analogy. If I really love you and you want to bounce on me, whatever the case is, I'm gonna help you pack up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help you pack up, and you know, because I love you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like it gets tricky though with the concept of love. But just in general though, I think love is the highest state of consciousness, and it definitely takes you to a place that no other thing could ever take you in is love. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, again, I learned a lot with love, you know, and what that truly means when you actually love, and especially when you love yourself, because it's impossible to love someone when you don't even love yourself. And unfortunately, we see that a lot with a lot of people. And that's where the insecurity goes, where they jump into relationships because they just can't feel they can't be by themselves. And it's because they don't have that love inside them still. They look
they look to fill that hole by depending on someone else's love when they don't have that love for themselves. It's like, so not only do you want a man, but you want a you as well. Because now you're expecting two types of love out of one person.
Yeah.
And now the pressure, that's what, and couples fall apart because it's like, yo, like I can't do it. Like I can only be me. I can only give you what I can give you. I can't give you what you can give yourself. Like it's highly impossible.
And you saying that? Oh, I'm sorry. And you saying that? That's what I was trying to get to until Chris tried to put it on Jay, because Jay, you know, had to have his parent love thing, which is great. That's great. I always admire John Tavar because of that. He's been a great parent. A single parent for that matter. You know what I mean? Which is hard. But what I meant was that we can't just we have to love ourselves in order to love back. And also we can't be the only ones loving in the relationship. Like Ray said, sometimes there's one person who's doing all the loving and the other person is just depending on that one person to love for both. And it doesn't make sense. So when things are peachy and cream, let's be together. When they're bad, stormy, let's be together, because relationships go up and down. They go up and down. There's no perfect relationship. There's going to be times where it's great and there's times it's going to be bad. And that was my whole point that I was trying to make, that you have to stick it out through the good and the bad. You can't just run away when things are bad.
Right.
Because then what happens? You're going to waste, you're going to waste, let's say you was in a relationship 5 years with somebody, precious time, or 5 years with somebody. You had 3 great years. You had 1 year that was bad, another year that was so-so, and then you're going to get scared. You're going to run away. But then you're going to start brand new with somebody else who you don't even know.
You're going to go through the same cycle again and again.
Same cycle. Insecurity issues. So you gotta love yourself. Learn that you're not the only one that has to, learn that you have to love as well in the relationship, not only get love back. Right. And that's how you make it happen.
Facts.
Love is a roller coaster. It's exactly what it is. Once you get into a relationship with somebody, you're gonna know by that first year whether you want to stick it out with this person or not. One thing about our parents, is, or not at least my parents, but the generation before, our parents, they stuck it out through everything because they understood that they chose each other and they were going to stick it out, forever. Nowadays, we get into one little fight with somebody
and it's over.
And it's over.
Screenshots, all that shit.
And it's like, no, like you're going to go through the same ordeal with somebody else. It's a roller coaster. You're going to, like I said before, you're going to have the honeymoon. It's going to level out. You're going to hate each other. Then it's going to go back to loving each other. You're not going to get that honeymoon you had before. That once that's over, it's over.
It's over.
It's over. But you're going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Why? Because you have shit, that person has shit. And unless you two are willing to compromise on the shit together, what's the point?
Right.
Shit show.
And that's the whole thing. People don't understand that.
Pile of
Like,
shit.
yeah, people are just not gonna understand that. You're gonna continue to build that pile of shit if you don't put up with somebody's shit. There's certain shit that you can put up with. Some not all shits you can put up with.
No,
Like
of
physical
course.
abuse.
All the shits, but
Physical abuse you can't put up with, but little verbal arguments, little petty shit about you leaving your drawers in the middle of the bathroom. Like, why didn't you pick it up? That's not a, you know
Yeah, that's not someone to leave a relationship over.
Why you left your hairspray on top of the fucking sink? You know what I mean? Like, that shit is not.
You left the toilet seat up. Like, that's like I didn't get with somebody blind. Put this shit down.
You left your tampon all bloody in the fucking toilet. What the fuck is going on? It's not like.
One of the things that annoys me is that we have like this warmer for like the wipes and shit like that. Yeah. So my mom has a bad habit of not putting it through the hole to like make it easy. So I have to dig in all the time, and I'll just be like, "Yo, what is wrong with you? Why do you keep doing this?" And then I do shit like I'll leave like a soda or something, and she go, "Why is it that every time I come into the living room and you leave, I gotta pick up after your shit?" Well, I'm like, "Well, this shit about you today." You know, like, how about the fact that you don't do this? And she's like, "Well, I did this." Well, we're like, you don't appreciate that I go every time baby needs something, I gotta go get it. You don't appreciate that. But it just goes with like the relationship and everything. It's like I appreciate her because she's an amazing mom. You know, she takes care of my son. She's, you know, the greatest mom. And I take care of everything that needs to be done. And she knows that I'm a great father. But there's just going to be moments where you go into the room and you find the fucking baby wipes not through the hole. And you have a bad day. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? And then she'll probably come in and look at and see a plate that I left because I was tired from working. What the fuck is wrong with this guy that he leaves that shit for me to pick up? You know, and then that's where you get into that, but you can't allow those things to like blow up something.
Right. It's not worth it.
Because people have broken up because a girl liked their picture on Instagram. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life.
That's retarded.
That bitch liked your picture on Instagram. Like, yo, relax, pipe down, bro. It's just a like. She's not hitting.
You could have been like, yo, how about that MCM that you liked his picture last week? How about that?
How about the fact that you're showing your boobs online? Like, how about that?
Like why is Idris Elba your MCM?
Yeah, like I don't know if he's comedy on IG, but he had a thing when he was like, "Oh, why are you always posting your boobs online?" She's like, "But I want to make money and all this shit." And then I think he posted something about like wearing like sweatpants, like gray sweatpants. How the fuck you can't do that shit? Oh, but you can post your boobies online, but I can't wear gray sweatpants. The fuck?
Nah, I've had one or two relationships and like in a blow up fashion because she wanted to test she wanted to test my toughness. Like, don't test me. Don't play with me. Don't test me. Like in a situation where some type of defending needs to happen, it'll happen. By you picking a fight to see if I'd react, now we're not on speaking terms.
Those are dangerous.
Yeah, I let that be known with
anybody. I was doing it to
like,
see
don't
if you
ever
love
test
me.
Yeah, like don't ever test me to see if I'm tough. In a situation, if it needs to, yeah, like it's stupid. Like I don't have a like, you know what I mean, a relationship with someone because in high school she wanted to test me to see if I was pussy. What?
That's crazy. Listen, I was in just to touch up on that. I was in a relationship, right? It was real short, and she started talking to somebody, right, while she was with me. But then when I called her, she was like, "Oh, I was only talking to him to fill that void that you wasn't giving me, and I wanted to see. I was gonna eventually tell you so you could find out about it, so you could become my knight in shining armor and steal me away back from him." I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? It ain't a fucking Cinderella story. The fuck? So you mean to tell me you started talking to him because there was something I was doing you didn't like, and then you started talking to another dude so I could get jealous and then win you back? Like you're like a prize possession?
That's not love.
That's a damn TV show.
That was me. You lucky we end up on Fox 5 News, man.
That's some shit to binge on Netflix.
This bitch is crazy.
That's you clingy.
Oh my god. I think it depends on the individual. You know what I mean? Like some people like the clinginess, but I'll be honest, me like I don't know. As soon as
it's a cutoff.
This is like I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. I got my son. I got my own shit going on. I don't need nobody to be clinging it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but that's just me. You know.
Like that's just there's a cutoff because if I'm talking to someone who's a kid, I tell her, and that's something I shouldn't even have to tell them. Like, yo, don't ever choose me over your kid. Right. Don't ever choose me over your kid.
Right.
I don't have to say it, but I say it because I see things online and it's like, yo, like she does all this smoking and drinking, and I know she a parent. Where the hell is her kid in all of this? So I tell them like, yo, like crazy. Don't ever take like don't ever make me a priority over your kid.
Right.
I shouldn't have to say it, but I say it because I want you to know where my mind is like that. If you're choosing, that's a whole different type of clingy. I'm like, yo, like, isn't your kid in the other room crying?
No, right? You guys,
that's just that reality, right?
People do that. It's a shame.
Take your priorities.
Reality.
Yeah.
I got a quick question for Ray though. Ray, what would you do if you like someone though, but you find out she has an OnlyFans page? I'm like, yo, babe, you getting bread?
She's selling it, and she's IG modeling. She's making money. I mean, is that a big deal about that?
You could pimp her. Fuck it.
It's just like, she's not doing anything. She's not showing her breast. She's not showing, private parts. She's just modeling for thirsty.
Like, yeah, it's thirst traps. I'd probably just stay away from it. I don't want to know anything. As long as you're not out there doing me dirty, then I'd probably accept it. It all really depends on what you're actually putting out there. Because if you tell me you're putting up a picture that you can see through the shirt and they can see, you know what I mean, half of your nipple, okay, whatever. You go to a beach anyways, right? Ass cheeks is gonna come out if you're wearing a bathing suit. But if I fucking come across a video and you're in a gangbang bus and it's 15 morenos, yo, where did this come? First off, did you get bread for this? Secondly, why did you lie?
Or maybe she's just masturbating in front of the crowd. That's another thing. Masturbating or playing with her nipples, like, like that's something that I wouldn't allow.
I mean,
you showing your goods like too much. Actually, at that point.
Special question for Nelly now. What if you put an OnlyFans for that hairline, bro?
He's so
gotta refer to that.
What the fuck?
What does that mean?
OnlyFans.
Oh my god!
What do you think?
You're right about that.
Hey, I mean,
like a bunch of like videos of like you getting a haircut in the barbershop.
That'll be dope. That's a good idea, yo.
But shit, yo, they got OnlyFans for feet.
Yeah, I say that. Yeah, for OnlyFans.
Oh my god!
You know what, Chris Ryder said you mentioned the idea. Subscribe, motherfucker. I'm gonna come see you. You heard?
Nelly, no, I'm gonna be 50 years old. Look at that headline. With somebody.
So stupid.
Nah, but to answer the question, I mean, I mean, it's debate. It's a debatable because I would have to be in the moment to really determine how I would feel about it. On top of what type of content she's putting out there, and if I want to be selfish and it's like, yo, you better be charging per message because you can charge someone per message.
Damn, you can. I didn't even know
that. You can.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Let me sign up right now. Hold on, let me sign on right now.
Showing skin, OnlyFans it's pertains to anything. Like we could start an OnlyFans for dinner at the round table and just put our content on there.
My music video on OnlyFans.
You take EBT?
No, I'm saying it doesn't necessarily that you have to show boobies or muscles. OnlyFans is.
I mean, it all depends. Like
You
I
have the
my
segment
video.
where Chris Ryder's just cutting me and showing people how to kill cows and shit,
Exactly.
slaughter pigs.
My music video is on OnlyFans. My music video is also on Pornhub. It all really depends on what type of content you're putting out there.
Wow,
That is something to be proud of, though.
crazy.
I mean,
Be on Pornhub.
My music video is. I put the title I believe was Trump supporter chokes on BBC. But obviously it's my music video.
Well, the BBC is why you got put on Pornhub, bro.
Oh man.
That was a savvy marketing move though. I like that.
that is
on
pretty-
YouTube
that's,
and Pornhub. Look at that.
very thoughtful.
Yeah, man. But guys, man, love is a hell of a thing. It was been a great topic today. There's a lot more to talk about when it comes to love, but we hit certain points that were important. At the Roundtable podcast, Ray, we always have a final thought. We're getting to that point where we have to give our final thought. So we're gonna start off with you since you're our guest. What's your final thought on our topic, love?
Take your time, give yourself a chance, give yourself time, and love yourself before you can assume that you're ready for love. Because if you can't love yourself, then you're not ready for it from someone else.
Awesome, great. Adueña?
Yeah, so I mean, there's many things to say about love, but I'd say my number one thing is treat love like it's a responsibility. Like I was talking about before, people don't know what to do when love is involved. You know what I'm saying? Like treat it like not necessarily like it's a business transaction, but you know what I'm saying? Like learn what it takes to keep your woman, whether it's therapy. A lot of people, they won't take no therapy just because like, oh, I don't need therapy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if you're a little open-minded, why don't you like just give it a try? If it helps your relationship, if you really want to grow and something is not working out, then you should be trying and doing research. If anything, Google the shit. Like we have so many resources nowadays, so treat it like it's important and not just be in love and then just go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Treat it with responsibility and then take accountability for the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all about being mature and cutting out that pettiness and so there's lots of things to say, but my main thing is treat love like it's a responsibility.
Definitely. I'm gonna go piggyback off that just to kind of, like it is a responsibility. And again, though, we have to really understand what love truly is. I think this was basically what it is right now. People don't understand what the term actually means. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to like relationship, when it comes to love, I think we got to understand that love is really about enhancing each other, making our lives easier, understanding each other in different areas. We improve throughout the years, and we build more of a foundation between each other. And I mean, it's just like it's still complex. And love is not fixed. It is a fluctuating system. There's ups and downs, obviously. But, again, though, knowing that what love truly is will keep, whatever you have going, and then just love in general. I think that's what the world is missing, man, is love. The world is definitely missing love, where this is why we have so much things going on across the world. So I'm just ended off like this. When the power of love overcomes when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. That's
yeah, good. You made me fall in love with you right now, boy.
I fell in love.
There you go. We all fell in love with you, John, tomorrow.
Open up
even though he might be surprised us with a pun, though. My final thought is basically like love is so complex in its complexity. It's connections between one person to another. Like your connection and your love for your mother is different than for your love for a sibling. It's different love towards your spouse, love towards your children. It's fluctuations. And we have to be true to each other, honest to each other, and when we can be vulnerable is when we love the most. And I think in our lifetimes we get hurt, and so we enclose ourselves and we prevent ourselves from loving something new because of what's happened in our past. It's dictated our future. And I feel as if we approach new relationships guarded but willing to be open, then I think relationships in general would be much better. Because I feel like when we're young, we have that one relationship that messes us up completely, or we have traumatic childhoods that basically affect how we are towards somebody else. We want to destroy that person before they destroy us. And I feel like that's the number one thing that's a problem in this world, because we want to get that person before they get us. And I feel like if we change that aspect of our thinking, that it's not about who gets who first, it's about who loves who first. And the love we have towards each other, because people I feel like fear pain, and they fear what love brings, and it's the worst pain in the world. And so we spend our entire lives preventing ourselves from feeling that feeling again. And it stops us from feeling that feeling again towards somebody who might actually be deserving of such an emotion. Love has taught me, especially within this last year, what my priorities are. Because before I was selfish, I wanted to live my life. I wanted to go out and party. I wanted to, not be invested in someone. And it caused me to pause a little bit and to realize that it's not about me anymore. And when I waited a long time to be able to really say, it's not about me anymore, it's about someone else. And that person is the most important thing in the world to me right now. And that's what love is. Love is understanding that it's not about you. It's about that person. And in tune, that person has to understand that it's not only about them, it's about you as well. And until we have that mutual understanding between two people, we're always going to have conflict. We're always going to have emotional pain. It's always going to be, I'm going to get this person before they get me. Because if you ever been in a toxic relationship, it's not that person is toxic. It's that they're afraid of reliving the pain that they did in their past. So everything that they had in their past, they're going to project onto the next person. And in reality, it's not that person's fault. It's just we as human beings are messed up mentally. And my final thought is that don't allow your past to dictate your future, regardless of relationships, regardless of who you meet, because you never know that person you're hurting right now could be the greatest thing you ever had in your life. That's it.
Damn, man, I'm gonna shed a tear there, buddy.
I got a lot of love.
The butcher comes through.
We had this conversation on a car ride one time. Me and Nell were talking, and I told him about, like, I reflect. I'm a reflective person. I analyze things, and I understand that people are.
These are his good reflections, by the way, Ray. His bad reflections is when
habits.
He fucking slaughters cows and pigs and work.
You have to understand who a person is by what they've been through. And when you can understand what they've been through, it makes it easier for you to deal with that person, because everybody in this world is scarred. Everybody in this world has pain. And love is the biggest attribute to why our world is the way that it is. Period.
Yes. That was great, man. And
beautiful.
Yeah, man. My final thought is, man, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love and to be loved back. You can love your family, you can love your friends, a significant other. Just make sure that when you do it, it's real. It's not just a fake emotion that you got going on. You have to know how to basically know love from just routine. and you have to know how to know that things are different. Love is different than a routine. Love is different than an attachment. And you know, at the end of the day, man, love is just a drug, man. So if you want to get hooked, just be careful, because you might end up being a fiend to love forever.
I love you now. I love you, man.
You know, so like, you know what I'm saying?
Make fun of me being a butcher. It's okay.
So like Rick James says, right? Rick James said that, you know, his preference of drugs was cocaine, but for some people, love is a hell of a drug. You know what I mean? Love is droga, more. So you already know, man. Ray Pearson, man, thanks for coming to the Roundtable Podcast. We appreciate your insights. We appreciate your music, and we applaud your career, and we're gonna continue to support you, bro. And you'll keep on killing them, man. Keep on killing them.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ivy Productions for, you know, bringing you on, bro.
Definitely.
Katie, you know what I'm saying? Raw Zone, New York. Man, La Dueña, thanks for coming on, man. Giving your female perspective, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
We ain't want to have a whole bunch of guys, but oh, but love this, love that.
You gotta be a female to tell y'all dudes what's up, yo.
Love is about this, because in Florida we do it like this.
No, it's about everything. It's about pretty colors and
I know, yeah, you like my colors? Yo, shout out to uglychristmassweaterselfie.com. They put my face on this sweater.
That's on the face.
Yo, this is my ugly Christmas sweater. Like, tell me that shit ain't popping.
Drop that. La Dueña, tell them how to get the ugly sweaters.
Yo, so to get your ugly sweater, log on to www.uglychristmassweaterselfie.com. I think there's a promo code out there, ugly15, and that gives you 15% off. And get your little sweaters. We got masks, we got pants, a whole pajama suit, and we'll just, you know, you make your purchase, you submit your picture, and in about a week, you'll get your sweater with your face on it. Look, I'm so cute.
That's dope.
So cute.
Can I ask you a question? Would it be weird if Nelly Nell got an ugly Christmas sweater about me being the butcher, right? And then I got an ugly sweater with his hairline and Cavassier like all over my shirt.
I mean, yeah, we can make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Go onto the website and tell us what you want. The graphic design team will make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen. What's up? What do you think?
Make it happen. It's personalized.
I want my little Santas to have like butcher knives in their hands. With Chris's face on it.
I want to have like Cavassier with a picture of Nell with like a stick figure with like Cavassier.
Oh man, you already know what it is. Dinner at the Roundtable Podcast, man. Catch us every Monday at 7:30 p.m. And you know what I'm saying? The special segments coming up Sundays and throughout the week, man. Ray, thanks for coming on. La Dueña, you already know what it is. John Tavar, Chris Ryder. I love all of you guys. I love all you guys.
Love you too, Nelly. Love you, man.
So we're gonna end it off with Riots by Ray Pearson. Riots, check this out. You already know what it is. Man. Peace out.
Try it. We be starting riots, acting like you want that beef. I see you running on that diet. What? Try it. We be starting riots. You online, you acting hard till I come knocking. Now you hiding. What? Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, yeah. I am focused. Oh my God, it's time to shift the motive. Got them disappearing as soon as the hocus pocus begins. I'm into some shit to sin. Now hold this. Fuck that, came in with a backpack, something with a written. Never will I backtrack on the track. Got them living with a fast fact, trying to cash in on that scat. God damn it, fam, I gotta have it, fam. I'm going ham on cameras, fam. Murder beat, so I gotta put another motherfucker in an ambulance. Couldn't understand how I do it. Nope. Do what you do, but better while you ruin it. Mean to do me, not you, cause you'll lose it. Trying to do me, but you can't. I got a purpose now. I'm spitting better with better verses. I'm versatile, nigga. Nigga, never forget him. As soon as I bring in the venom, the end I fuck him up and send him up to heaven with a mind so reckless. Can I help? And I'm independent. Can I stop me? I've been ascending. Yeah, 2 middle fingers waving. In other words, I don't get too flying fucks. Came from the bottom like to get down. So when I get down, I'm all the way up, all the way up. Fuck that that shit. I'll adapt to that whack shit. I'm an MC, a beast that won't smash it. Whether it's boom bap beat, the ever trap shit, yeah. Try it. We be starting riots, acting like you want that beef. I see you running on that diet, what? Try it. We be starting riots. You online, you acting hard till I come knocking. Now you hiding, what? Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, yeah. You can't run with me. Fuck your running shoes. I'm a beast. I'm not Cardi B, but I get gully too. From the BX, if you flex, then we coming through. Shouts to Jers on that new school flow. What y'all wanna do, huh? I'm with a bad and I'm swinging at rappers who's whacking, they singing. Fuck your auto-tune and my bag of jeans and these black tips that be bleeding. Ha! You better give it up. Frontin' on the ground like I live it up. Don't make me have to Tupac hit and hit him up. And yo, Big Diesel, switch it up. Yeah, I'm keeping it steady the way I'm ready to drop a record like it's confetti. Depending if I gotta bring a machete to chop it up. Let me get my pun on and breathe heavy. Breathe heavy, we very instrumental. I'm an instrument who's into instant hits. You instigating a pistol shit. I'm lit, could've shut me up if you brought a muscle. Who you know can flip and scramble words. Who you know who doesn't write a verse or recites a verse off of crossword puzzles. Me, y'all hating hard. Raise the bar, I'll take the blame. And when they ask around my damn town, just make sure y'all say my name. Right. We be starting riots, acting like you want that beef. I see you running on that diet, what? Try it. We be starting riots. You online, you acting hard till I come knocking. Now you hiding, what? Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, boy. Try it. We be starting riots, yeah.
Yeah, that was Ray Pearson, our guest. Riots, Catch's album, where it started at, on all major platforms. If you didn't know, the Untitled Chapter podcast every Monday at 7:30 p.m. to YouTube Live. Peace out.